Hello Scorpio, this is Victoria from Mindful Bamboo and I'm here with your October Tarot Forecast. Welcome to October and welcome to my channel. Let's get started right away. You know the drill. We'll take a look at your love life, career and workspace, and we'll get some advice from the universe on how to best utilize the energies of the months of October. We also will pull some messages from your personal interest to yourself. I'm using another tarot deck for this, doing a little bit of experiment, and we'll see how it goes. And of course, we'll start with an Oracle deck, and today it's the Sacred Traveler. So let's get going. It's the eclipse month, and it promises to be very interesting. I'm pretty sure the eclipses are in Aries and Taurus. Or is it in Libra and Taurus? But yeah, there will be a lot of questions in the air around, or challenges rather, right? That's what eclipse is doing, right? Both the lunar and the solar one. Challenges to your needs and also your values. It's almost like what I am internally and how I express myself externally. 5D and 3D, right? The inner and the outer. You'll be able to experience both, and how much of a harmony is there between the two energies in your, I'm saying about it as they are two different energies. Of course, it's not that cut and dry, but you know what I mean. Like how those aspects of you are in sync, in harmony, or not so much. You'll be able to find out. Write it down if you can. I'm serious, because sometimes that information comes as a vision, as a dream, as just a phrase that you say, and then like, what was I trying to say here? Or you hear something on the radio, on TV, somebody talk, and you're like, wow, somehow that message is important. Write it down for yourself and you'll figure out. Okay, so the message for Scorpio: ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Yeah, it's kind of on the nose, but you'll know. It's like the mountains, of course, ascending the mountains basically suggests that you will see this as a challenging time, a challenging situation where there's still so much to overcome or to fight for or to be strong about. Right? And this is like a word of encouragement that you got this. You are on this path because you're exactly the person to climb this mountain and to get atop and to share your story with others when you do. The bottom of the deck is transformation, a fresh new way of living emergence. And that is naturally what happens when you accept that calling of the universe, right? When you get on with that journey. Right? When you keep going forward to the mountaintop, that's when this transformation is happening. And this is the good kind of it. It's not the tower moment. It's like the rebirth, right? We have the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's like, ooh, wow. And you will feel the new energy in the air. That's how thick it's going to be. Okay, so for your love life, we have 7 of Wands. That's standing up for what your needs are, energy or values. 9 of Wands. Wow. Can get a little emotional this month. Knight of Coins. Okay. You could be dealing with an earth sign. Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Then we have for your career space, we have Knight of Wands, so another knight. So it's definitely that keep going forward energy, right? So it's like the universe is kind of reminding you to keep going, just keep going. Even if it doesn't look like, if the surrounding doesn't look like what you wanted, what you expect, it's, you know, it's important to just keep going. The scenery is going to change very soon, and then it will be even more exciting than you imagine. 10 of Coins, very interesting aspect of this card in this deck. And 5 of Wands. Okay, we'll talk about this in a moment. The advice: Page of Swords, Knight of Cups. Wow, the third knight. King of Wands. So the only knight we don't have is the one. Well, actually we do. The only one we don't have is the Swords. We have the Page of Swords instead. Bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. Yeah, so there may be some wobbly energy of like trying to balance out or to make a good decision, because you know, when you wobble like and your body doesn't feel very grounded, that you may not necessarily see clearly what the right path is or which way to go from here, right? You're spending a lot of energy, a lot of effort on just balancing yourself, just getting yourself into a safe space, which is the right thing to do, of course. But that's when that kind of almost like double vision starts, where you start doubting that what you're seeing is actually true. So the Spirit is just trying to warn you about it, and know that that's part of the experience, but it's not there to stay. So don't get hung up on that too much, and don't worry that something is wrong. It's not. Okay, so all those wands, right? It's like basically what we see is you want to stand up for yourself. That's what you're doing this month, but it's a little bit of a funky energy, like funky vibe to it, because it's not all coming from a place of strength. It's coming, at least sometimes, it's coming from a place of fear, a place of like, if I don't stand my ground, that my person is not going to value my opinion. They're just going to decide everything by themselves, you know, for the two of us. Or if I don't stand my ground, that what is important to me is going to get stomped on, you know, and it's going to get destroyed. Like, there is that fear, right? So the Spirit is saying it's good that it's pushing you into the direction of standing up for what's important. Just don't go too far with it, and don't try to fight about it, right? Try to present it in a compassionate way and explain why this is your value, why it's important. I feel like that's going to be a big time theme during the eclipse. And then your person shows up as a Knight of Coins. So there's somebody who is definitely seeing the long-term goals, the long game, right? It's like, where are we going to be in 2 years from now, in 5, in 10, right? So they may not necessarily want to go as full board, as like full steam forward as you do, right? Or they may not share your priorities on like budgeting, or when do we I don't know, when do we get a second child, or anything alike, right? Or should we move for that job opportunity, right? So they may not necessarily share your values. And again, this is that question of values, because one of the eclipses is in Taurus, and this is very much a Taurian energy. So your person is kind of representing that, or you will feel that way. But again, this is for you to gain another perspective, and it's almost like to double check where your loyalty is, right? And why do you stick to those choices, to those values that you are, you know, following right now? Are they still relevant, or you just do it because it's an automatic motion by now, right? This is like that card to check yourself, and your person will help you there. If you want to turn them into a different value or priority, just know that it may not be as easy, because they may be stubborn about that. But again, if you feel that way, because that's another side of those energies of Seven of Wands and Knight of Pentacles, that may be a good kind of ramp up of their energy in that space, so they focus their attention, so they can double check where they are and whether they still want to be going that way. All right, for your career, very interesting energy. 5 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and also the Knight of Wands. So there's somebody in your workplace who's very passionate about making their way, their career path, like climbing the ladder, right? Making themselves a name, becoming super successful. And it's up to you to judge whether that's coming from a good place or not. Good health enthusiasm is great if it doesn't get them too far, or they don't start picking fights with people because they feel fired up and that they have to stand, like that's their part in this eclipse story, right? To stand for what is rightfully theirs, or to kind of like get ahead in something, right? Especially if they feel competition with other people in their team, on their project, in their department. For you, it's important to remember that there will always be somebody, and again with this wand energy and the Knight of Wands, I get that this Knight kind of represents the general idea of people trying to kind of rain on your parade or throw a wrench into what you have going on, right? And not even always because they're trying to hurt you, but because of what's going on in their life right now, their vision, their fears, right? Whatever that is, that shouldn't get you off your game and your path to your goals, to your greatness, to your achievements, because it's all available to you regardless, right? And even if the disruption or the noise that's coming from those other people is gonna delay that success, or is gonna get you going a different route to avoid a lot of that stress, or not to have to rebuild and just like be inefficient, because if they break it, you'll have to build it again, right? Like, see what makes sense to get yourself to your success, not necessarily to save everybody else. That's not the energy that's needed right now, right? Those people are supposed to save themselves, whichever way they know. And then finally, so there's a lot of movement in general in your energy, in the direction, meeting new people, right? Like this could be a lot of dynamic, very interesting. The advice: Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, King of Wands. I like that they are all in the different suites, but also but they're also Page, Knight, and King. There is a progression in the like level of maturity, but also different elements present here. The coins are not here, but we actually have Knight of Coins in a different role. So basically the Spirit is saying is all of your experiences and all of your levels of proficiency are needed. Like if you feel you're a novice in something, that's exactly the energy that's needed right now. If you feel you're super experienced and it's almost boring to be looking at the current situation, that's exactly what's needed, because maybe you feel overconfident, right? Or maybe this is because you're supposed to teach somebody else, right? Like whatever that level of knowledge and experience is showing up in a certain situation, that's exactly what's needed there. So notice it, appreciate it, and at the very least acknowledge for yourself that's where you are right now. Acknowledge for yourself if you're happy with where you are right now, right? And the third step is understanding why you are being shown this, right? And how you're supposed to utilize this talent, this knowledge in this area right now. Okay, messages for Scorpio from their person of interest. Messages for Scorpio from their person. We got King of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles. Wow. Your person is basically saying that you help them see the way from the page to the king. And before they knew it, look at this. This is a boy. This is in this deck is like an old man. And it doesn't mean that literally that you made them an old man. And it doesn't have even to be a man, of course. Take gender how it resonates, right? But it's like that maturity that they've gained. They didn't even notice it, right? It just happened kind of like in a subtle way. But they're looking around now and they're a different person. They want different things. And people who they meet, like they meet their friends and family that they haven't seen for several years, and those people are looking at them like, wow, I could never imagine you to be in this place in your life, or to want this kind of life, or whatever it is, right? Like they are in awe how much they're getting that feedback and they're seeing it themselves, how much they've changed, but it's for the better, and they feel a lot more confident in where they are and in creating this family with you, this partnership, or being an important part of this partnership, right? Like they feel that in their place, like there is a harmonious partnership here. And that's partly because of how you impacted them and encouraged them to step up and to go for it, you know, to be the best version of themselves they could be. Although it's not a destination, right? So there's still work to be done there. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and to check readings for other placements, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. In the meantime,